Okay, this just in. Fani Willis, her trial could be blown to smithereens, according to this article. It could be torn apart. That is, they're exposing it for what it is. And there's so many details on this thing that are just falling apart because there's 19 defendants, all of whom said not guilty. Thank you all for subscribing. This is Doug in Exile. I'm Doug. And this is the news on how the Trump case is doing out of Fulton, Georgia. Here goes. Ready? One chunk at a time. Here's the first case. Fani Willis's case against Donald Trump at the risk of being blown apart. Cheeseborough and Sidney Powell wanted to break off their case from Trump. So they're two of the 19 defendants, right? They go to this judge, and said, please let us break off. And we want to be separate from each other. And the judge said, no, you cannot be separated from each other in your case, even though you're doing two completely different things and you've never met each other. But you will go to court together in October 23rd. Here's Ryan Goodman, a lawyer, on Twitter. This may be a nightmare scenario for Cheeseborough, October 23rd start date for both. This is the caveat, though. His argument that the shared purpose was to get Trump elected is laughably overbroad in his description, so that can't be proved in a court of overly broad, can't get a win. Cheeseborough is accused of masterminding the crazy fake electors scheme, which they call fake, which is just alternate electors, to keep Trump in the Oval Office. After the president lost the 2020 election to Joe Biden, he recently invoked his constitutional right to a speedy trial, which, as one former prosecutor told the Daily Beast, appeared to be a risky attempt to catch Willis unprepared. It's not true. Since then, Cheeseborough has done his best to sever his case from Sidney Powell. The so-called Kraken lawyer is accused of being involved in a breach of voting machines in Coffee County, Georgia. That's a different part of this case, a component of the alleged criminal enterprise that Cheeseborough's attorney said he had nothing to do with them. In court on Wednesday, Cheeseborough's attorney said he has to deal with a jury who's going to sit there for weeks, if not months, and listen to all this evidence related to Coffee County and Miss Powell. So see, they're going to sit there and listen to Miss Powell. His part of it, Cheeseborough, who came up with the theory of the alternate electors, has nothing to do with her case. So here's our other headline. Fani Willis case against Donald Trump at risk of being blown apart. The length of the Fulton County Fani Willis sprawling election interference trial on Georgia may have a knock-on effect on the other trials involving Donald Trump, according to the legal expert. Willis has stated that she intends to try all 19 defendants and has suggested her office is prepared to begin proceedings as soon as October 23rd. Fine. That Willis will have a problem either way with an estimate of how long it's going to take for her to do this court case and look at everything, because there's RICO stats involved. Remember that. That's the complicator. Seeing as her previous major RICO trial involving dozens of educators, this is a teacher fraud trial that she had done earlier in Atlanta, accused of cheating on standardized tests, lasted several months. So how can that one be done at one speed, which was relatively slow, and then this one with 19 defendants, including Trump, is going to be done faster than that, proving that her dates are being rushed for political reasons. There you go. I put it all together for you, right? Quote, if Willis comes in with an estimate along the lines of previous trials, 8 months or more, it will basically blow to smithereens the scheduling of the various trials, Littman wrote, and hard to see how she can provide a good faith estimate that's way lower than the previous teacher RICO case. Recall the best precedent, RICO for teachers, took some 8 months to try and months before to pick a jury. If she gives a similar estimate, everything gets blown apart. If she doesn't, questions will be why this one is so much shorter, Littman says, because it will expose her for only wanting to get this done before the 2024 election. Remember, Trump's trying to push it to after. Now you see the agenda, that this is proving once again that even this desire for her wanting to push it up so fast is that this is about election interference. This is about interfering with Trump being the top candidate against Biden. Fani Willis has been exposed. This whole thing could still get blown apart because this is more evidence that we're on a case that we're making against Fani Willis that she's guilty. I'm Doug in Exile.